You're listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of ABK Media Group, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County every day at 9 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Good Morning Gwinnett. Good morning, Gwinnett. I'm your host, Audrey Bell Kearney. So glad to be here with you today. A beautiful winter day here. December, we are getting closer and closer to the end of this year. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how the time has flown, and we are almost in 2019. We're about, 4 days away from 2019. Excited about the new year and all that's coming down the pipe. Hope you are too. Hope you had a wonderful holiday, wonderful Christmas, and you prepping up for New Year's and getting your visions and your plans ready for New Year's and all of that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm excited too. So I'm going to jump right in here and talk about my People Helping People segment of the day. I do this segment every morning. I try to remember every show to give a shout out to an organization, a nonprofit organization that's helping people who need help. Because there are a lot of people out there who still need a lot of help, and there's some great people out there doing some amazing things. And today my shout out goes to the Lilburn Co-op, Lilburn Cooperative Ministry, and it is an organization that provides shelter and food and clothing for families and individuals in the Lilburn area, including Stone Mountain, Tucker, and Gwinnett County. And I think that's really cool because a lot of times when you are just down and out and you just need just a hand, you don't want somebody always just to be handing you something for free, but every now and then there comes a point where you need somebody to lend you a helping hand, and that's what the Lilburn Co-op is doing, is lending a helping hand to family and children and individuals who need some help. So right now they need your help. So this week their needs are, they have a really nice this week needs little banner on their website. And I think that's kind of cool because you always know what they need if you go to their website. So right now, and today is December the 27th, they need canned peas, canned chicken, tuna, stew, canned mixed vegetables, canned gravy or broth, peanut butter, shampoo, pork and beans, toilet paper, cereal, and hamburger helper. And you can make donations between Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and you may also make financial donations securely right there on the site. And Lilburn Co-op is a 501c3 nonprofit ministry, and they help a lot of people. Listen, I know you're busy. I know we all are, but every now and then you can take a minute out to just do something nice with somebody. And let me tell you, it really makes you feel good when you do something nice with somebody. When I get up every morning and do this show, it makes me feel good that I can get up and do this show every morning, because I know at some point it's helping somebody do something, whether it's start a business, whether it's find out more about beautiful Gwinnett and what we got going on here in Gwinnett, because they're thinking about moving to Georgia and don't know really where to go, because the show is global. It's global, and I'm happy to announce, and I'm going to make the official announcement, that Good Morning Gwinnett is now streaming on Amazon Fire TV. So if you have an Amazon Fire Stick, or if you have an Amazon Fire TV, go and download our Good Morning Gwinnett app to your Fire TV. You can listen to all the shows right in your bedroom, in your living room, all the past episodes of the show. I'm excited about that. And we are continually expanding this show, so it'll be around the world. Amazon is in probably about 50 countries. So once we get on that platform, I knew we would be globally immediately, and we are. So we are officially live on Amazon Fire TV, which is a great thing. And be sure to, if you got a Fire TV, if you know somebody that has have a Fire TV or a Fire Stick, I'm sure it was a lot of people that bought a Fire Stick over the Christmas holiday, and I'm sure they're going to buy more because sales are going to be going on probably right through, let's see what's coming up next. Martin Luther King Day is coming up next. You got the after Christmas special sale coming up next. You got President Day sale coming up next. Somebody's going to get a Fire Stick. Somebody's going to get a Fire TV. And if they do, make sure to tell them to go and download Good Morning Gwinnett. All they got to do is go to Amazon.com, type in Good Morning Gwinnett, and the app pops right up. Click download. It's a free app. There's no charge for it. And I'm really, really excited about being a part of Amazon, on the Amazon platform. We are going to keep expanding until I get to that 1 million subscribers or downloads. I'm working really hard to do that because I feel like that's one of those big bodacious goals that you set for yourself when you're a business owner. Something so big till if you reach it, it blows your mind. Now, for some people, they already have 1 million downloads to their podcast, but they have a podcast that pretty much talks to everybody. My podcast is talking to people in Gwinnett County. We're talking about people in Gwinnett County. It's talking to people everywhere, but it's talking about people in places in Gwinnett County, and I also talk about business. So, prayerfully, I hit that goal for 2019, 1 million downloads, 1 million subscribers, and I'm expanding the show. I'm expanding the reach. So Amazon Fire TV is our first stop. Alexa is our next stop. Mobile apps is the next stop after that. Roku TV is the next stop after that. So we're going to hit those numbers. You just keep checking back and find out where we are. Matter of fact, I might put a meet on the website so we'll know where we are. But anyway, people helping people. Lil Burn Co-op, they need your help. They have a This Week Needs list on their website. Their website is lilburncoop.org. You could go there. You can donate food, clothing, and financial support as well because they need your help in doing all those great things that they do for so many people. I just love people helping people. I think it's great that they are doing so many great things, and I'm glad to be able to contribute, what I can in my space, and this is my space. I am on the radio every day. So listen, this is kind of cool. Now, you listen to this podcast at 11 o'clock, so you missed it at 10 o'clock. But if you want to go tomorrow, they are having a scavenger hunt. Is it tomorrow? Did I say that right? Tomorrow? Yeah. They're going to be having a historical sovereign scavenger hunt at the Gwinnett Courthouse, Gwinnett Historic Courthouse. I think that is so fun. Like, that sounds really cool. So you get to go over there and you get to find, get a list of things to do, list of things to find inside the courthouse that are historic to Gwinnett County. And you get to go around the courthouse and find these things. The great thing about it is, you get to learn about the history of Gwinnett. And I wish I had known about this sooner because I probably would have did something I probably would have gone one of these days. But I think it runs through December 31st. So if you can't make it today or tomorrow, you can probably make it before the 31st or on the 31st, which that's probably the time I'm going to be able to make it because my schedule is kind of crazy right now. But it sounds very fun. And I say I'm going to do a lot of these things, and I am, because I've been living in Gwinnett County almost 6 years now. But I've been so busy growing the business, so I haven't had time to really have fun. And for entrepreneurs who are listening, they kind of understand what I'm talking about. Because when you're running your business, you're running a business, you're trying to grow it, you're out there networking, and you don't have a whole lot of time for fun. At least you should try to make time. So this year, one of my plans is to make time for fun. So I'm not work all the time. I feel like The Shining, all work and no play make Audrey a dull girl. Yeah, that's me. I'm that person. All work, no play makes me a dull girl. However, last night I went bowling and I had a phenomenal time with my family. I love to bowl. You wouldn't think so because I rarely do it because I'm always working. But I had a great time last night with my family, so I'll be doing more of that. But anyway, if you want to go out and check out the historical sovereign scavenger hunt, it's going to be at the Gwinnett Historic Courthouse located at 185 Krogan Street in Lawrenceville. It's free for anyone who wants to come out. It starts at 10 a.m. Check it out. Bring the children. Learn about Gwinnett County. And there's a phone number, even if you want to contact someone. If you want to go to the website, it's Gwinnett200.com. Or there's a telephone number here if you got questions, 880-822-5450. Again, the Gwinnett County Historic Courthouse is located at 185 Krogan Street, Lawrenceville, Georgia, 30046. All right. I done got my community news and information out the way. If you got community news that you want me to share on the show, just shoot it over to me, Audrey at goodmorninggwinnett.com. Shoot all the information, time, dates, places, and I will be happy to shout out your community news right here on Good Morning Gwinnett. So people know what you're doing. They'll know about the important things that you're doing to help your community, important events that are going on around the community. I'll be happy to shout those out. Audrey at goodmorninggwinnett.com. And don't forget to share the show with everybody you know. Okay, so yesterday I talked about why you should write a book. And today I'm talking about why you should start a podcast. I've been in media for 15 years, almost 16 now. And media is very powerful. the first way I got into media, I became an editor for a newspaper, and I just kind of walked into a print shop to make copies because someone had written us up in a magazine, and I wanted to make copies of the article that had been written about me and my company. And I walked into this print company, and the guy he was starting a newspaper, and I was like, a newspaper? And I was like, hey, are you going to have a column on entrepreneurship? And he said, no, but if you want to write that column, you can. That's how I got into media, because I became a columnist for a newspaper, and I wrote a column every week, because it was a weekly newspaper, about entrepreneurship and business and small business and things like that, and marketing. And so I wrote that column for about a year. Then I became the assistant editor for the newspaper, and I did that for another year. And then I launched my own newspaper in the third year, called Women in Business Today. And I ran that newspaper for 2 years. And because of that newspaper, someone read the newspaper, knew about me, and asked me to be a guest on their show, on their radio show, regular radio, traditional radio. I was a guest on that show. He interviewed me on the show. He loved what I was talking about. He asked me to co-host the show with him. Now I became a radio show host. And I'm sharing this with you to tell you how powerful media is. But we have evolved so much since that time. So I'm talking about 2002, 2003. We have evolved where you don't need to be just on radio. You can start a podcast. But that's how I got started. So I got on radio there, did that for a year. And then from there, I went to television. I started doing a TV show called Sister Inc., where I profiled Black women in business. And then from there, I moved to North Carolina, and I took my Women in Business Today show that was on the radio, and I put it on television in North Carolina. And so from there, we stayed there in 2 years in North Carolina. I came back to New Jersey, and I came back and I had a show on regular radio, traditional radio again, called the Ask Audrey Show. I did that show every Tuesday live on radio. And from there, I went to podcasting, and I've been podcasting ever since. So I've been in media for a while. I've launched magazines. I have a magazine now. I launched a magazine back then called Sister Inc., had a newspaper. So I've been in media for a while, and I shared that journey with you to let you know how powerful media really is. Media is powerful, and it opens up a lot of doors for you. But here's the other thing. Media has changed a lot. You see social media, you see digital media, you see internet TV, you see all of these things. You can pick a platform. The reason I like podcasting is because it's simple to set up. There are so many great platforms out there for you to go and just set up a podcast and just talk. Talk about what you love. Talk about what you're passionate about. Talk to people you want to learn about. Talk about topics that interest you. Talk about politics. Talk about cooking. Talk about money. Talk about business. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Whether you want to do it as a hobby or whether you want to do it as a business. If you're doing this as a business, this is a great way to create a community around what you're saying. This is a great way to build your audience. This is a great way to market your business. You heard me say earlier, my podcast, Good Morning Gwinnett, is on Amazon Fire TV. It's streaming. It's streaming on Amazon Fire TV. So if people around the world do not have access to my online site, because sometimes if you're in another country, you can't really listen to what's going on over here. However, if Amazon Fire TV is in your country, you can now listen to my show. And that's organic search engine. That's an organic search engine on the Amazon, because Amazon is a search engine. I go there and I search for everything, just like I go to YouTube and search for everything. People go there and they type in entrepreneur and your show pops up. They type in cooking, your show pops up. They type in podcast, your show type up. Now I could tell you this. When I went there and I typed in podcast on Amazon Fire TV, there weren't a lot of us. So that space is wide open. It's wide open for podcasters. Wide open. I think I might have found 3 things that when I typed in podcast. I found one guy who he had podcast in his name, but he actually had a video show, but it was podcast in his name. And I was like, oh crap, this is a podcast, but it was actually a video show. So if you have a podcast and you're thinking about going to Amazon Fire TV, that space is wide open for podcasters. So what I'm saying is podcasting can be great for you, especially if you have a book or some kind of product on Amazon. Now you can do an in-app purchase right in your app and attach your product to your podcast inside your Fire TV app on Amazon. I'm about to do that. My app just went live on, what's the day? Today is Thursday. My app just went live on Tuesday. I know I should have been, I was celebrating Christmas, but the app went live on Tuesday. So we went live on Christmas Day. Good Morning Gwinnett is now live on Amazon Fire TV. And I'm going to put an in-app purchase. So now when people go to listen to the show, they'll be able to click on my books right inside the app and buy the books. So that's how great these platforms are. You can sell stuff right inside your app. You can have a podcast talking to people, but have your podcast on something like Amazon Fire TV. Your podcast create credibility for you. It helps you build your list. It helps you build your community. It helps you create expert status. People get to hear what you're talking about. People get to share in your world. They get to learn more about who you are and what you do. It's a powerful platform. Let me tell you something. Last year in 2017, GM made 1 million cars podcast players. Let me say that again. Last year in 2017, General Motors made 1 million cars podcast players. Now, what do I mean by that? They have installed podcast players in 1 million cars so that now people can listen to podcasts right in their car without having to attach their phone to their auxiliary line. Now, I know that that's how they do it because that's how I do it. I listen to podcasts all the time in my car. And I take my auxiliary line cable and I connect it to my aux in my car. I pop on my favorite podcast and I listen to them. Well, GM has said, you know what? Let's test this thing out and see how it works. We're going to put podcast players in 1 million cars. And that's what they did. Now, Apple CarPlay is already in cars. Android Auto is already in cars. I don't even know how many cars they're in. But can you imagine? People listen to the radio in their car. Now they listen to podcasts in their car. It's powerful. And that's why you want to have a podcast. What you have to do, though, you have to be committed. I had to learn that the hard way because I started a few podcasts. Now, when I started my first podcast, I was committed every Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock. Georgette and I was up on the podcast. We were talking to people, interviewing people. And for some reason, we stopped doing it. After about 215 episodes, we stopped doing it. And then I started doing it again. I kind of dabbled in it a little bit. I would produce a show this week, miss next week, produce a show, miss a show. That sucked. And I know it did. And then I said, you know what? I really love I love podcasting, but I was so worried about, growing my business. And I stopped doing it and I did it haphazardly and I just didn't take it serious. But when I used to do it, I used to get like this adrenaline, like this high because I had a chance to talk about what I love and talk to people that I was interested in. I would get this high and I ignored that feeling because I was chasing money. I was chasing down money for my business. So I ignored that feeling that I got, that energy that I got from being a podcaster. I ignored that because I was so busy trying to get the money for the business, get the money for the business. So fast forward now, I'm not worried about the money for the business. The business is just fine. I'm podcasting every day. I get that same energy. If you can see me right now, I'm smiling as I say this because I get the same energy that I used to get when I did a podcast. It made me feel good. It made me feel like I was on cloud nine when I got finished because I know that I shared something with somebody that was going to help them. I know that it may not help everybody, but there's one person that's going to listen to this podcast and say, you know what? I need to start a podcast for my business. Or you know what? I want to help a nonprofit organization with their mission. Or you know what? I need to take my family somewhere tonight, but I don't have any money, but there's this free event going on that I think they'll love. Someone is going to listen to that and say, you know what? That was a great podcast. Somebody may listen and says, I suck, and that's okay. I feel good, and somebody is going to get something out of it. So listen, if you got a hobby, if you got a passion, if you have a business, if you have a product or a service, and you want to get that product or service out there, I would say, you know what, start a podcast. Video is a little bit tougher because you got to get made up. You got to sit in front of the camera. My studio in my house, I have video cameras. I have lights. I have microphones. If you came in here, you'd be like, oh my God, it's stuff everywhere. I just found that podcast is a lot easier, even though I'm made up pretty much every day. Some days my head is made up, my face is made up, and I have on my house pajamas that I'm kind of just lounging around in. But for the most part, I'm made up every day. And I used to do a lot of videos, and I'm going to start back doing videos, but podcasting is a lot simpler. And you get just as much reach when you learn how to syndicate your podcast as video and other things. So, 5 reasons you want to start a podcast. 1, it helps you create credibility. 2, it helps you build the audience. 3, it helps you build the list. 4, it helps you market your business. 5, it helps you go global instantly if you're on the right platforms. And so you want to do that. You want to go global. You want to get out there and cars with podcasts. That's not going anywhere. Let me just say this for a second. AI, artificial intelligence, right? That's Alexa. When you can tell people to Echo, Amazon Echo Dot, Alexa, play Good Morning Gwinnett. Do you know how much power that is in a podcast? In the next 2 weeks, that's what they'll be saying. Alexa, play Good Morning Gwinnett. And they're going to play this show. They could be playing your show. That could be your show. Your show could be on Roku. Your show could be on everybody's phone, on cell phones. If you have a cell phone, I'm sure there's some apps on your cell phone. I'm sure you got a whole contact list of people in your cell phone. If you have a cell phone, you have a mobile app on cell phones, and you can say, hey, everybody in your phone, download my app to your phone and listen to my show every morning live. That's power. Hey, download my app and share this with 2 people you know. So you got 100 people in your phone, and you tell all 100 of those people to share that app with 2 people. That's 300 people that just downloaded your app from the App Store. Do you see the kind of power I'm talking about? 200 people that don't even know you. 200 people that you're trying to reach, right? You're trying to reach 200 people, but you don't know how to reach them. Well, you got people that you know that can say, oh, okay, I'll share your app. It's free. There's no charge for it. It's free. Let's just say, for instance, you were in network marketing, right? Now, we know in network marketing, you have to do a lot of recruiting. If you had a podcast, you're a network marketer, you had a podcast, right? You had an app for your podcast. Your podcast talked about your product. It talked about your services. Let's say you had a weight loss product. Let's say you was in a network marketing company that had health products, right? You in a network marketing company, you market health products. You can get on there every week and talk about the benefits of the products that you market. You can have an app for your podcast. You can share your podcast app with all your friends and family. And you can have them share with 2 people. That's 300 people that you're going to reach that you could normally not reach by yourself. And all they're doing is listening to your podcast with a call to action at the end. Make sure you for more information about this product, you go to 123health.com. That's you. And somebody listened to that podcast like, man, my knees have been hurting me. They said they got some kind of tea that's good for arthritis. Let me go to 123health.com. and see what it's all about. Do you understand what I'm saying about the power of podcasts? There's power. There's power in podcasts. And if you are not using it, I think you may want to consider it. Because it's a powerful platform and it's easy to syndicate. Fire TV apps, Alexa skills, mobile apps, Roku TV apps, CarPlay, Google Android Play Auto. There's a lot of ways to syndicate this, and you can be everywhere. So listen, by the way, if you need a Fire TV app for your podcast, go ahead, hit me up, Audrey at Good Morning Gwinnett. Tell me, Audrey, I need, because that's what I do. That's what ABK Media does. We build digital platforms for Roku and Amazon Fire TV, and we help people launch their podcasts. If you need a Fire TV app for your podcast or your business, Audrey at Good Morning Gwinnett, put in Fire TV in the subject line, and I'll answer you back. I'm having a special pretty soon. Monday, I'm going to have a New Year's Day special. It's only going to be for New Year's Day. I'm going to talk about that on Monday. Yeah, but if you want one, Audrey at Good Morning Gwinnett, I will create you a Fire TV app for your podcast, and you can join me in the Fire TV world, in the podcast Fire TV world, where there's still a lot of space for us because there's not a lot of podcasts there. Listen, that's it for today. I am out for today. I will be back again on Monday. Got a great guest, Dr. Leon Moss. He's going to be with us talking about how to clear your energy, how to clean your chakras so you can have a good 2019, an excellent 2019, because you got this great energy radiating from you throughout the world. And he's going to tell you how to go about meditation. I've tried meditation so many times and failed because my mind is always on. So I have not learned how to turn it off yet. But Dr. Leon is going to be here with us on Monday to tell us how to quiet our minds so we can connect with ourselves, so we can have this energy that's pouring out of us. And we are creating these amazing products, business stories, communities in 2019. He's going to be on Monday, December 31st at 9 a.m. So make sure to check the show out. Hey, if you got an Amazon Fire Stick or Fire TV, go over to Amazon, type in Good Morning Gwinnett, and add me to your Fire Stick. So if you are laying in the bed and you missed the show, you can go back and check us out on the Fire Stick or Fire TV. That's it for now. I'll be back on Monday with another great show. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time, make it a great day.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in daily at 9 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you missed an episode, go to www.goodmorninggwinnett.com to catch up. If you like this episode, go ahead and subscribe to the show now and share it with your friends.